was an issue with logging in. I used to start a stream like way before. So we just mitigate these issues. Alright, we're going to hook this up to watch me draw. Alright. And we have begun. Alright, so sorry for the delay. There were issues with getting up to the stream as per usual. What was the last stream I was working on? This? Right. So we're loading the last model we're working on for an old lady or be a woman or shaman, as you all may know better, named Mama Miracle, who is going to be a part of the game I'm working on, Loop Guru. There's been no previous mention of her before, so don't feel strange if you have no idea who this lady is. However, I've gotten a lot better at Zbrush, at least I hope so. So things will be moving along a little faster. Just waiting for Zbrush to start up. Do. I suppose I should have loaded this beforehand as well. It'll be up soon. And hopefully we don't have this issue and my computer restarts for itself. There we go. Alright, so last I was working on this model, obviously not on stream. Last I was working on it, I was having an issue using zero measure. The issue I was having was that I wanted to keep the topology that I had at the top here, obviously for animation. What are these notifications? Right. Yeah, the issue I was having was that I had this really nice topology going on here. Well, nicer topology going on from the ZRemesher and the ZRemesher guide that I have used. The problem is I wanted to remesh the rest of it because I don't need all of these polygons here. So what I'm trying to do is ZRemesh just certain area and lose all these polygons here without losing this detail in the face. So I believe the last thing I learned about was getting rid of the area that you don't want to ZRemesh. And yeah, deleting, well, not deleting, but just hiding the area that I don't want to ZRemesh. Go to geometry, ZRemesher, and I believe we're going to freeze border. We're going to keep it at the same. No, not the same. We're going to maybe half. I hope that's not going to bring it up, but let's see. And ZRemesh. Yeah, brought it back up. Okay, take off the half and bring it down to perhaps 1. So let's see how the 1 works. Perhaps I missed something. Yep, come back to the same thing. Okay, let's bring up the adaptive strength and field strength. Even though I don't really have any ZRemesh codes. Yep, same thing as happening. Alright, let's go back again. Now, how will I do this? Okay, turn off adapt. Bring up the field strength of key groups, ZRemesh. This is horrifying. Yeah, let's keep on adapt. Yep, it's not listening to me. Okay, let's do a little research on this. How to ZRemesh portion of your model. Right, partial mesh. All right, this has been an Ask Zbrush question. All right, let's see. I don't want to put the volume on because this is being recorded on YouTube and I don't want any copyright infringement taking place. So I'm just going to watch it without sound and hope I can catch up. Right, so here's a guy up here. I'm sure he wants to do a similar thing. The next thing I really have to learn to do is how to model folded fists, or how to arrange them like that. That's something I still don't understand. It's possibly something simple that I haven't been paying attention to. Okay, he has these things polygrouped. Perhaps I should do the same. Yeah, let's do that in the interim. As soon as the saving is complete. Because I mean, the only alternative to this really is like going in and manually deleting edge loops. And the way Zbrush does these edge loops is not really wisest thing to do. Because I'm going to destroy some of the topology I have going on here because of the way it does it. So let's start with polygroups. So for those who don't know, using polygroups is, I suppose, ZBrush's local way of using color ID. So when you polygroup something, it's similar to putting the different faces into, whoa, I missed that. It putting the different faces into different groups, as if you were to manually do that and rename those groups in Maya, except it's more like right there for you in ZBrush. So for example, these eyes are in a different polygroup, and if I were to select them, if I were to select them, it would just select the eyes alone. If I select the face, it would just select the face alone. So that's what polygroups does. So I missed a crucial part of this video, so I'm going to watch it again. Right, mesh freeze border. Adapt. Keep everything at 50. Okay, got it. Alright, he's doing the same thing I'm doing. So I'm not entirely sure why it is not working. Let's polygroup this stuff anyway. So we're gonna go to mask lasso, and we're just gonna start selecting areas. I'm gonna make sure symmetry is turned on. And you do that by pressing X. So we're going to group mask and then clear that mask. So we have the face grouped. We want the arms grouped. Okay, yes, yeah, I wanted symmetry on. There we go. Right. Get a little bit under the armpits. Alright, so we're gonna group mask, clear mask. Then group mask, clear mask. The difference I found between grouping mask and then clearing it and grouping mask by itself is that when you group the mask by itself, you get a bit of artifacting. So if I group the mask alone, oh no, you don't. Oh, I was getting that before. So thanks for making a joke out of me, Zbrush. So right, Now everything's zero meshed. What I want to do is, perhaps the area I'm choosing is too big. Now that doesn't make sense. Alright, select lasso. Alright, so you just want to select this area. Go back to geometry, go to zero measure, put back everything to 50. Right, adapt. Whatever, I'm going to one freeze border to zero mesh. Did it even listen to me? Maybe what happens if I bring it up? Same thing. Same thing. Okay. Let's try doing smaller areas. So you just got the arms. Let's try zero meshing the arms. Just that one. Zero meshing. Nope, nothing. Doesn't care. Literally doesn't care. I mean, it's left the face alone. What am I doing wrong? Let's bring it all the way down to 0.1. Zero mashup. Ah, Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. I mean, it works, I guess. Let's try this one more time. Like I definitely got some stuff better in the fingers. Ah, that's possibly why. I can't mix areas where I need where I need the high density. Areas low density. Silly Daniel. There we go. Let's try this. There we go. Alright, I understand better now. But how these fingers are pretty fine to me. So let's just select the arms. Zero mesh that. Okay, I guess it's too low. Oh boy. Don't crash on me. Don't you crash on me. But I didn't have one. Alright, so opening this back. Let's just go back to our quick save. And as annoying as Zbrush can be with their quick saves that feel like it's every minute, it's pretty useful. I must admit. Now what would be even better in future is if I just model the gosh darn thing in Maya and get all my topology right, because I wouldn't have to be screaming about this. And I need to make like base matches, like template matches and stuff. So like one for an old guy, one for an old lady, one for a child. It would speed up the process a lot. I mean, initially that would take pretty long, but I believe I do need to do that eventually to save myself this kind of headache. Because I have another issue too where I always forget to model in the mouth, like the actual mouth area with teeth and tongue and whatnot. Until after I finished everything, and it usually results in a lot of screaming. So I think I'm going to channel my focus into modeling templates that I could just use in Zbrush. Now I know it's not crashing on me this time. I hope and pray. I pray and hope. There we go. Alright, so I'm not going to bother going through polygrouping this thing again. Change the brush to lasso. Right. Geometry. Zero mesh up. Change back everything to 15. Target polygon 0.1. Zero mesh. Nope, I wanted it lower than that. Let's try that again. We'll deal with that after. Oh, I must say how annoying this is. It's not even listening. What was I doing before? Like, what did I do before? Good lord. Ooh. Okay. Alright. Let's deal with this. This brings to 0.7. Alright, I can deal with that. We're going to want to go to polygroups and merge stray groups. Or merge similar groups. No, stray groups. There's lots of group everything, it doesn't really matter. Alright. So we're just going to select the arms. That's not my dog, so please do not be upset with me. Trying my best. Anyway, we have these arms here. They're visible. I'm just gonna group it anyway, but alright, zero measure. Bring that down to 0.2. Let's see if that works. Nope. I have to admit, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. Alright, let's just zero mesh the feet. Oh, the sun it's even worse. Okay. Okay, playing around with the adaptive strength seems to help. Alright, that's much better. Much better. Alright, perfect. This is exactly what I wanted. Perhaps a tiny bit more high res than that. I don't know if I could. I'm gonna put some zero mesh guides because I don't like this edge look at all. Alright. Let's try this one more time. I mean, I can't say it's changed, but it's a little better. Tiny bit better. Right. Let's work on the legs. Oh, the dogs are going at it today. Yes, yes. We have some missing bodies here. What do we? Are you lying to me, Zbrush? Is that what this has become? Lies? I'll just delete the areas of high density. Let the zero mesh handle everything else. Very interesting. It's hilarious though. we're not trying to do all that. Right, so let's go to polygroups. Just auto group that so everything is one group. Go down to geometry, zero measure, scene. Let's see how that looks. Gross. Alright. Let's try this one more time. Right on a little bit more. Nope, nope, nope. Too much. We have to go back. Alright. I can live with this. Alright, let's try and see what we can do about the hands. Because really, I just want the I just want the fingers to have the mesh density. If you catch my drift. Alright, let's try this. Alright, and then we still have the good stuff going on at the head. What I truly wish to do with this is perhaps, oh, I can't dynamesh it. Goodness gracious me. Could have lost. Right. This one that's gone. I'm going to go back to geometry, zero match, freeze groups, keep groups. Let's see if that works. Because I really don't like the shortcuts it's using to connect these different groups. So let's see what it does. Gotta say, Zbrush, that was horrifying. What happens if I dynamesh this? Goodness. Okay. Alright. Just gonna have to live with this. Until I figure out how to be better. I mean, it's all quads. Nobody's checking my topology yet. Perhaps I could fix this in a mile. Anyway, this is what I wanted, more or less. I'm gonna fix the mesh in mile. Right, so we're gonna go to the dress. I'm just gonna do a regular zero mesh on this. Because there's no way where we need to keep the density. Unless, I mean, nah. I'm gonna draw that. Hope that doesn't take too long. Alright, how much we have here? 13,000, so too many. You want at least half of that. Now, why is it doing this? Alright, because I have this symmetry on. I wanted to do that. I'm not entirely sure who's working on the car right now. Ooh, Zbrush is taking its time this time. Alright, it's saving. Sorry about that. Saving project. Project saving. Alright. I can live with this. So we have our low poly mesh there. And we're going to end here. Right, so this is all low poly here. Right, so we're just going to export these subtools. Alright, so we're gonna export these with the FBX export import in the Z plugin tool tab. Alright, we don't need any maps. Visible. Just one normals, I guess. I suppose I should UV these first. UV master. Unwrap. And I'm going to go to our body here. Polygroups. Control painting, protect. I'm gonna protect this face here. Right, polygroups. Symmetry. And unwrap. Let's see how I did that. Alright, not bad at all. And unflatten that. Copy the UVs. I mean, sometimes I will just go back and like once I finish working on this in Maya, I may just use the auto unwrap UV tool, which in cases like with the face and head and stuff is pretty good. Once you know where to put your scenes. So we're going to copy these UVs. We're gonna go back. Oh, not her. We're gonna go back here and paste the UVs. So now they both have UVs. And we're going to export. Whoa, whoa, whoa. We're going to export both as an FBX. Blah, blah. Oops. People. Mama Miracle. M-I-R-is Miracle. let's open up Maya. Like I'm really starting to like into the Electric Castle by Ariana. Like it was one of my least favorite albums before. I suppose I don't know. I don't know why. Because like I initially started listening to Human Equation, and then I went on to I kind of just like started just listening around, and I don't know why I was doing that so much, and I started listening to the Source. And I was like half listening to it now, so I was like, eh, because I was really into the Human Equation at the time. So I started listening to the Source. I started listening to 01011001. Um, and like when I caught on, I really started getting into those. I was like, yeah. And like I went back to into the Electric Castle, and I was like, what is this? But like when I really kind of like started listening to it, I was like, yeah, this is my jam. Alright, so we have Maya open, provided Zbrush did not sabotage me. The FPS should come in just fine. I suppose one of my hang-ups with Zbrush, and I guess I can't really do anything about this, is that it doesn't you can't see your meshes with smooth normals. All the edges with smooth edges now. All the edges are hard. And I'll show you what I mean by that. So a trick to using lower poly models, but still achieving a level of feigned detail is to soften edges. She's so small, right? See, the edges are softened now, and it looks a lot nicer than when the edges are hard. And you don't get this kind of preview in ZBrush. Yeah, we got some screaming going on here. Right, let me show you what it looks like with the hard edges. I suppose it's not really taking me on. Right, let me show you what I mean here. Alright, so say I want to make a pole, but this pole is going to be reused a lot. But I don't I don't want it to be too many polygons because it's just a pole, you know, nothing special going on it. So we're going to lower the subdivision axis to 3. Remove the cap. Right, so we have triangles. Triangles in this instance is okay because we're not subdividing. And this is going straight into the game engine as is. And when stuff goes into the game engine, it's triangleized anyway. Because I don't remember the official reason, but game engines handle triangles better than quads. Alright, so we have this here. It's not really looking like a pole, it's looking like a pyramid thing. I learned the proper name, but I don't remember it right now. So what we're going to do here, we're going to go soften edge. If you notice now, since the edge is softened, I mean, you can still see on top that this is a line. But from here, you can barely tell. Better yet, if I create a light, directional light, and move it up here, and put on all lights, you can barely tell at all. And that's the same thing you want to achieve here. You can barely tell, like it looks like it has a lot more polygons than it actually has. And when you put the normals on top of that, then it's really nice. Right, so enough chit chat. We need to fix certain things on this model. First again, whatever horror show is taking place here. I mean, it did a good enough job on the face when I was zero meshing, but there's still a lot that I have to fix myself. I'm gonna do myself a favor, put this in a group. Resize the group. Why am I doing this? Because I'm doing this because Zbrush, if I had to import something of this size into Zbrush, it would come in huge and all my brushes would basically be useless. Because even at the biggest size, it wouldn't be enough to really do anything. Alright, so there's some stuff that I wish to do here because I'm not in love with this. So that nose is alright. Eyes. So I want to do the eyes. Alright, so well, luckily we have symmetry on already. What am I gonna do here? I want to make another ring around here similar to how the ring around the mouth is, because I think it's too restricting. So what do we want to do? Maybe you start the eyes first. Because as much as normals are going on thing, we still need these eyelids so we can do the blinking. I think we're gonna bring these out as well. Because you need both eyelids to blink. And we haven't really considered her third eyelid yet. I'm kidding, of course. But why? Alright, perfect. Alright. I need to sock it a bit. I'll take this opportunity to go and create the teeth one time, the teeth and the tongue. Because the end goal of this is that we want to bring it to Zbrush, get our high poly, get our low poly, and then export both of those things when we start in Substance Painter. But again, we have to make sure that the low poly is suitable for animation. So I don't want to be struggling when it comes to doing the blend shapes for this lovely young lady. There are some gaps we need to close here. Which is always the issue, because what I used to do before is I used to use the quad draw feature of Maya, and I used to use initially a quad sphere and just kind of vaguely model out what I wanted, and then use quad draw to get the topology that I wanted, and it would always end up in a mismatched number of vertices between the neck and where the head started. So I would always have this issue. Zbrush has tried its best, but there's some things that I need to fix here. So, well, I don't need to, but I would like to. Okay, good blink. And we need to adjust some of the areas for animation as well. So like around the elbows and the knees. Head and shoulder, knees and toes. If I was insane, I would just quad draw this whole thing again. Which makes no sense. Because at that rate, I may as well have started it in Maya. The point of doing it in Zbrush is to save the headache, not to do more work. And the problem with these triangles is I'm not going to be able to I'm not going to be able to subdivide, at least not very well. So you have some troubleshooting to do around here. I don't want to mess around with any of those. That's an important one. So is this. I clearly did not pay attention to the back of the head before. It was a little better. Okay. Now we're going to work on this neck area. Alright, we're just gonna get rid of these vertices and edges that we really don't like, which is a lot. I guess this whole kerfuffled mess. I don't even know what it is. Let's take off symmetry for the time being. Alrighty. All right. Let's try merging some grids first. Nope, nope, nope. Not what I meant. Camera-based selection. Let's try that again. Nope. Alright, so we've merged those meshes. I mean, those vertices. And we're gonna connect from here to here. So now we have this going across here. I believe we can delete this. Right. Where did this other bird come up from? It never ends. Oh, I know where that bird came from. Came from hell. Whoops. Connect components. bring this in a bit. We still have an angle to deal with. Connect. We're going to do one more connect here. I'm going to close Zbrush for the time being. Alright. The good thing about this is that you get a bit of the throat. I mean, it's not gonna be all necessary, but something I like to have. Just like, you know, in case. Right. Right. I'm gonna do the same thing on this side. Right, that's our quads there. We're going to connect these. I think I've gotten a lot better at troubleshooting with quads. She says that she talks utterly too soon. Yeah, I'm gonna mute myself a bit because this is annoying. Alright guys, so I'm gonna pause it here. I've finished the face. Got some of the edge groups I wanted in the knee. I might still work around with this a little more before I take it back into ZBrush. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next Friday.